Dr. Selena Grant had traveled far from her roots in a small, overlooked town in southern Georgia. Now an influential figure as the director of state health initiatives, she was en route to a remote clinic that urgently required her strategic insight. The health policies she was set to implement had the potential to reshape the lives of the underserved in ways many could only dream of. Yet, her journey to this prestigious position was anything but smooth, and today she was reminded once again of the inner strength it took to defy expectations and stand firm. Selena was seated in 3F, a luxurious first-class window seat offering a panoramic view of the endless sky and the occasional patch of farmland far below. The soft hum of the aircraft engines provided a serene backdrop as she prepared for the mission ahead. She was a statuesque woman in her late 40s, with smooth, dark brown skin and a presence that exuded both grace and authority. Her natural curls were swept back into a sleek chignon, emphasizing her sharp jawline and thoughtful gaze. She wore a charcoal gray blazer over a lavender blouse, paired with practical yet elegant flats. A subtle pin shaped like a medical cross was fastened to her lapel, signaling her life's dedication to improving healthcare access. Selena's path to success was marked by both triumphs and trials. Growing up in a tight-knit but resource-starved community, she faced barriers of inequality, economic hardship, and systemic bias. But through sheer determination and academic excellence, she earned a scholarship to a top-tier university. Over years of tireless work, she rose to become not only a medical professional, but also an advocate for reforming healthcare for marginalized populations. Selena had a calm and unshakable demeanor. Her quiet confidence drew people in and earned respect without the need for forceful words. As the cabin door clicked shut and the final boarding announcements played, Selena adjusted her seatbelt and opened her leather planner. Inside were detailed charts, handwritten annotations, and the beginnings of a speech she would soon deliver to hospital administrators and community leaders. Her focus was interrupted by the soft sound of someone clearing their throat. "Excuse me," a voice said sharply. Selena looked up to find a flight attendant standing by her seat. The woman, whose name tag read Krista, had an angular face framed by a polished brunette ponytail. Her tailored uniform, a crisp navy dress with silver trim, reflected a professional standard, but her rigid expression suggested impatience more than hospitality. "Yes," Selena replied, her tone polite but firm. "We're going to need you to relocate to another seat," Krista said briskly. "There's a passenger who needs this spot." Selena's brow furrowed slightly as she glanced at her ticket, clearly marked with her seat number. "I'm sorry, but this is my assigned seat." Krista's smile was thin and perfunctory. "I understand, but this is about ensuring comfort." The other passenger, "Well, let's just say it's for their convenience." Selena's tone remained calm. "Convenience? I'm sorry, but I chose and paid for this seat, and I'm here to work. I'd prefer to stay where I am." Krista's polite facade began to crack, replaced by visible irritation. "Look, ma'am, I'm simply asking for your cooperation. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." The exchange began to draw the attention of nearby passengers, who glanced curiously at the scene. Selena maintained her composure, her voice steady but resolute. "I'm not making this difficult. I'm sitting in the seat assigned to me, and I see no reason to move." Krista's expression hardened further, her professional veneer slipping entirely. "It's a simple request. I don't see why this is such an issue." Selena met her gaze, unwavering. "The issue," she said with quiet authority, "is that I'm being asked to move without a valid reason. If there's truly a need, I'd suggest addressing it with someone else." Passengers murmured softly in the background as the tension built. Selena returned to her notes, her focus sharp despite the disapproving glare Krista continued to cast in her direction. The moment lingered, but Selena's refusal to waver sent a clear message. She wasn't someone easily dismissed or intimidated. "I think you're the one creating unnecessary trouble," Selena responded calmly, her voice steady and measured. Just then, a tall man in a sharp pilot's uniform approached the scene. His cap was tucked under one arm, and his neatly groomed salt and pepper hair exuded an air of authority. The name tag pinned to his chest read Captain Robert Hayes. "Is there an issue here?" he asked in a firm but composed tone. Krista quickly turned to him, her demeanor shifting slightly. "Captain, I was simply trying to reassign this seat to accommodate another passenger," she explained, a faint edge of defensiveness in her voice. Captain Hayes shifted his focus to Selina, who met his gaze with unwavering composure. "Ma'am, may I see your boarding pass?" he asked politely. Selina handed it over without hesitation. He studied it briefly before nodding. "Ms. Grant is in her assigned seat," he said decisively. "There's no reason for her to move." "But, Captain," Krista began, only to be interrupted by a raised hand. "Krista, we uphold a standard of respect and fairness for all passengers. This seat belongs to Ms. Grant, and she will stay here. Kindly find a way to accommodate the other passenger elsewhere." Krista's cheeks flushed with a mixture of frustration and embarrassment. She muttered a brief acknowledgement and walked away, her posture stiff with suppressed indignation. Captain Hayes turned back to Selina with an apologetic smile. "Ms. Grant, I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to ensure the rest of your flight is pleasant." Selina offered him a gracious smile. "Thank you, Captain. Your professionalism is appreciated." As the captain walked away, soft murmurs of support rippled through the cabin. Selina returned to her work, but the incident remained in the back of her mind, a stark reminder of the biases and challenges she continued to face, even at the height of her career. When the plane touched down, Selina was greeted warmly by the staff of the small-town clinic. Friendly handshakes and genuine smiles welcomed her, but it was the gratitude in their eyes that truly touched her. She carried herself with the same composed strength that had defined her journey, determined to implement the policies she had designed to bring critical improvements to the clinic. Over the next few days, Selina oversaw the changes with precision and empathy. The upgrades she introduced would revolutionize the way the clinic operated, from streamlining patient care to introducing cutting-edge equipment. These advancements promised to improve the lives of countless people in the community. Her efforts were recognized with a small ceremony, where both staff and patients expressed their heartfelt thanks. Selina knew moments like this were why she persevered through the challenges her role often brought. On her return flight, Selina once again found herself in first class, this time in Seat 1C. The new crew was noticeably professional and welcoming, their smiles genuine and their demeanor courteous. As she settled in, reflecting on the events of the past week, a young male flight attendant approached her with a warm smile and a tray. "Ms. Grant, this is compliments of the captain," he said, presenting her with a cup of tea. "He wanted to thank you for your hard work and dedication." Selina's expression softened as she accepted the tea. "That's very thoughtful. Please thank him for me." As the plane climbed above the clouds, Selina gazed out of the window, her heart full of satisfaction. The clinic's transformation marked another step forward in her mission to bring healthcare equity to underserved communities. Though her journey was not without obstacles, each challenge had only strengthened her determination to ensure that every individual, regardless of their circumstances, could access quality medical care and live with dignity.